Alrighty. Good afternoon. You may be wondering why I'm not chasing today. It is a severe weather threat across the Mid South. Pretty minimal threat, but Facebook hacks again, being targeted by these companies, and it takes a lot of effort to fight these people, and it's frightening. I don't like yelling at folks. We may get into that. There may be some yelling, so if you don't like that, like I said, I try not to yell at people, but we're going to bring these videos back. We're going to show you, like I said, we're following up another 2 weeks, trying to get into this thing. And we're just dealing with a circumstance right now that it's a David and Goliath situation. I don't know where these companies, Jeff Bezos and Mark Zuckerberg as well, whether they like me or not. At this point, I'm looking at it like kind of where like combatants. I've been very brutish in the past and said a lot of things, and I'm not accusing them. I've learned a lot about computer science. I look up to these people. I don't wish any ill upon them. No violence, no gore. Hopefully, no jail time. I mean, I'm at risk of a lot of things. I'm at risk of violence and gore, blood and guts. But we're going to try to avoid all that. We're going to try to avoid all that. I've been tormented with fighting with these people for years now. And I've said a lot of ugly words. I've said a lot of things I don't mean. And honestly, I've been pretty harsh to them. I've been pretty cruel to their companies and them personally. So a lot of it's saber rattling. Let's go to the snake view so you can see me. There's been a lot of snake saber rattling and a lot of pen testing. I do a lot of pen testing because I've had some concerns here at the bottom of maybe a bogus algorithm, AI gone rogue. They say, how does that work? And then a lot of people, they don't believe that shit. Now, 70 to 90% of these people, they don't have a computer science background. They don't know about the capabilities a computer has. They don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it. They're stupid. They're fucking stupid. And I'm not being critical of them, but I've had to learn myself. There's a lot about this stuff that I'm hopefully going to be exploring with you that I'm not ruling out collusion. I'm not ruling out possibly a coup, not just in America, but inside of these companies. We don't know. They may know. They may be able to read minds. I believe they have mind reading potential. They could be able to control people. That's one way they could mitigate this hazard. But if not, or if they're not all the way there yet, I mean, there could be factions inside of their companies. These are multinational companies, and I'm actually leaning toward right now. Maybe not, you never know because it's their word against yours. Jeff Bezos is the richest man in the world. He don't give a rat's ass about money. He don't give a rat's ass about the money I can make for him. I could make him $20 million. Dude, he makes that in like 24 hours. Not more, probably more than that. He don't give a rat's ass about money. He's got his philosophy, and his philosophy may be good. I'm not pointing fingers at him. He's going through a real difficult time right now. A divorce, the media's on his ass. You got to think about him. And I've spent a lot of time with him on his videos, and you got to think about maybe he's not able to hear. I haven't ruled this out because I've been blacklisted from Amazon on these things, and I'm telling you what, I've emailed support, I've messaged support, nothing. It's like an army. They've got an army of ants down there, and some of them are from different countries, and they have capabilities. And I'm going to show you some of those capabilities, these black hat capabilities, and they could be embedded in Facebook. You could have a couple of coders, and it's nothing for them to switch a couple of lines of code. I've built games. I built Beer Smashing Me, an MIT game. and Scratch. I know what it takes to write code. I can write a couple hello world things. I can make calculators. I can do shit like that, but probably not to the degree that they're working on. They're working on uh, Python scripts. They're using all these JavaScripts. They're using some of these scripts with this AI software. They're using this shit, and I'm suspecting a lot of the AI. I've heard it, and I'm not playing devil's advocate. I dealt with it with YouTube, and they were very patient with me. I cussed them. I yelled at them. I didn't come with any direct threats, but there was a lot of talking shit. There was a lot of talking shit. And I feel bad for a lot of that stuff because I'm a CEO of a company myself. And the more people that I reach out to, I got 3,000 Facebook followers on one of my channels, which I was not able to access today. I don't use that channel but about 20 times, and it's supposed to fucking work. Same with the YouTube. I spent 6 years working on that project. I was there before YouTube. I was chasing storms before YouTube. And I invested a lot in their company and a lot in their culture. And I felt like they were sliding away from me. And I had to test some of the things I was seeing. And you're the only one on a computer screen. It can get very lonely. I'm talking to you now. Like I said, there's nobody in here. Could be a collusion, could not be. Like I said, you got to know your data. Know, for me, it's easy to lose trust. Is the data I'm looking at accurate? Is this accurate data? Because if I can't trust my data and I can't trust my platform, I can't trust these people. And when they start causing cars to wreck and they start fucking with people, they start bullying, they start bird boxing, and they start causing financial damage, we got a problem. Some people, most people, they don't have the guts. They don't know what they're dealing with, or they're too insecure. They don't have the guts to take on these people, and they can't. And I'm going to show you how the window's just wide open for attack. And if they come, they're going to come like a thief in the night, just like the Bible they probably wrote, some of these people a long time ago. They're going to come like a thief in the night. Military systems could be rendered useless. You say, well, we're worried about Russia, we're worried about China, or we're worried about Iran. I'm like, I think we've got some enemies at home that are probably more dangerous than any of these countries. And if they launch a system, they launch a strategic attack. I wanted to work with Prepper 3D. I wanted to work with Unity. I tried to work with Facebook and get the SDK when the Oculus SDK first came out. I wasn't allowed to get one. I don't know why. Everybody could get one. I signed up. I had the money to buy one. They wouldn't let me get an SDK. So they pick and choose who gets access to that market. That's illegal. That's stone cold illegal. It's discrimination. It's not what I thought about those people. Spent a lot of time learning from them. I didn't think, that they would, that was against the culture that I thought. They didn't provide an explanation, so of course they're going to get yelled at. You don't have any option. It's just like all these other ones. You can ask nicely, and they just will run all over you. It's just like in prison. Hey, can I have your tennis shoes? Give them your tennis shoes, and you're going to be giving them your ass and your sandwich next week. They won't listen when you elevate. They don't want your money. They want you dead. You're needed dead. And they're harvesting you for every goddamn thing that you've got. And then they're coming to kill you. And that's that. As soon as they can weaponize and deploy, you're done. You're fucking done. They're going to have a bomb coming to me, right to me, as soon as they deploy this system, which could be any minute. So you got to know who's on whose side. Do they like me or do they hate me? Well, a lot of the shit they're doing, I suspect this proverbial judgment day type thing, and they've been recording us for X amount of years. And I don't know. I think some people are going to be able to buy their way out. I think there's a lot of corruption and there's a lot of bogus stuff. I think they're getting a little heavy handed. And I can't confirm or deny that. But what I can say is that the size of these machines, I believe, is pretty large, very large, very integrated. You have data centers that are like bigger than football stadiums. They're interconnected with miles of fiber optics, big around as steam pipes. I mean, you walk inside of these fucking things. I'm talking about the heart, very heart of the internet. And I'm giving you just a little background before we get into actually working with the hardware and the software, so you can see what I deal with. It's possible, like I said, it may work right now. It may not work. I've been waiting for weeks and months. And I'm going to show you, like I said, if this is the richest company in the world, they're the richest companies, and they have access to so much power and so much data. Why doesn't it work? I just want to know. Why no callbacks? Other things seem to work for other people. If they didn't, we wouldn't hear nothing about it, or maybe we would. They're not interested in getting better. They're interested in finishing up this job so they can deploy. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to start with Amazon, namely Amazon Seller. And the website, if y'all want to come with me and see if it works for you, is sellercentral.amazon.com. So you and I are going to work together. And it really worries me. I mean, it worries me for the CEOs. Because, they really take a lot of the heat. They can't, like I said, playing devil's advocate with YouTube, they have so much content. It would take them like 200 years to go through all the shit per day. You want to talk about man hours? They physically can't. So it's like whatever they're dealing with is just getting out of hand. And they may, I don't know. I'm worried about it. I've had a lot of bad nightmares. Let me go to the control room and see what you're able to see or what you're not able to see. Like I said, this computer can't run one of these. We'll try to run this in 30-minute blocks this time. That way, because we're probably going to have calls. I'll try to be nice. I've had nice to them. Got people I know that work. I don't want them, it sucks to be yelled at, but I know the feeling sometimes. So let's just all right, now here's what's happened. I want to talk to you about something that a lot of people, their memories may be fucked up and they're tested this, or they have a lot of platforms. This is very important. This is one of the reasons why I wanted to go down there myself as an employee and learn. But this is a password error reset. This eats up tons of time. And I have lots of websites, and I may not ask them all the time. But I suspect, and I'd be willing to bet, because I know for a fact, I'm 90% sure that they're changing fuckers' passwords and fucking with them and testing their memory. But over time, when you confuse somebody long enough, you can fuck with their memory. I don't know. But it's possible. Like I said, I've got so many different websites that I've got to remember. There's got to be a different way of authentication. I think the passwords are dead. You know, I don't know. But there's something shady going on with it. I've sat next to them night by night, and I've seen it work. I've proven they've been fucking with me. But just something we're talking about there. So I'm going to go ahead and do the forgot your password, because it happens. All right, so they're going to go ahead. We're working together, you and I. We're going through this, and we're going to get to the bottom of it. You know, and it's something that scares me, because you can get in deep. I mean, this is bad. I mean, and I feel like, I mean, a lot of these people, they're going to have their own missions. I mean, it could sabotage their own missions. You never know. I mean, when it gets carried away, there's just not a whole lot you can do to stop it. All right, so here we go. We do success. I guess what we could do is add mobile number. We've had a big time problem with this, and namely this number shit. I think they have something to do with crisscrossing accounts. Was where I got at it. They weren't willing to roll up their sleeves, and eventually they like have blocked me. I guess they've got my number on a blacklist too, because they know I'll yell at them. I have yelled at them. I've been polite, but after a while, I mean, they could keep me on here forever. They don't care. Once they get past that point, they become angry. All right, so now we're going to test. This is working. Text functionality is working here. We're going to cut right through it. I'm tired of doing this. I got to use the spotlight. We should have something going on next week, hopefully. Okay, and so here's what it's throwing. The phone number you've entered already exists with another account. And I'm going to tell you, I remember it was last year or the year before when all of this shit went down. I had let's go to Snakehead View. We're just going to have a little powwow, you and I, a little fireside chat. Last year, what we had was we had a number of calls. All right, you got to understand, this is my first time encountering this, and I've got a lot of different email accounts. I mean, the internet doesn't come with a book. If it does, I'll write it. But which KDP has always worked fine. I've never had a problem out of KDP. I've been grateful to KDP. KDP works, and I've been curious about looking into some other features with it, but you get worn out. I have a lot of different KDP accounts because when I started, some account features worked. Some sites, the features didn't work. you know, and there's lots of branches to Amazon, that they're more than just, they wanted to be the everything store is what I had heard, through the grapevine, but they wanted to be the everything store and they could do a lot of things. But for users like me, there's a lot of neat things you can do with them as well, like the Seller Central. Um, they've got the affiliate program, and the affiliate program's jammed up. I get jammed up on that one, and I invested a lot of money in some things and some other stuff I'm not going to go into, but it never worked out. Never worked out, and between 4 or 5 accounts, and I got a lot of websites I manage. When I started, I bit off a lot more than I could chew, and you get wore out. You get worn out. Life catches up to you. There's a lot that you got to do. This, work and school and other things. And I think I'm just, between you and I, we've got 8 minutes and 30 seconds left on this. There's a lot of times, if you don't know, especially now, I mean, this emerging technologies, you're going to bite off more than you can chew. You're going to bite off more than you can chew. And if you bite off more than you can chew, burnout can happen. I don't burn out. I don't like the idea of burnout. I'll work on something else for a while because there's a lot of delay time. I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now, if you enter the wrong password a couple of times, or like I said, some of these text calling, they got to call or text you for verification or some of those things. That shit ain't working well, which we're going to confirm or deny that here tonight. Hopefully, they'll lock you out for an hour. Sometimes a lot of issues, you may have to email customer support. That could take 1 or 2 days. I got caught in the jam where they take 2 weeks. Some weeks they just don't message you back. And it's the same motherfucking chain letter type thing. No ID passport, no ID passport. I sent out the ID and the passport. Y'all got it. That's bad news. Where did it go? I asked them where it went. They wouldn't fucking tell me. And then they come in with, oh, it's secret. We can't tell you this, that, and the other. I'm like, how does that work? And they acted like I was the perp trying to get in. I'm like, I said, we've got a mix up. I said, I'm Terry Tyler from Tupelo, motherfucker. These are my credentials. What have you done with them? And they got mixed up, and to this day, it hasn't been sorted out. It hasn't been sorted out. And the worst part is the yelling. During that period, I had a lot of stress, and it was common for me to yell at these fuckers after a while. And because they were being cruel to me, they were picking on me. And I'm like, hey, they're going to do this shit. It's a helpless feeling, and it's costed me no telling how much money, and millions of dollars that I could have or would have made. And I hear a lot of these people talk about these products. They're the cornerstones of what they do. And I said, hell, that shit don't work for me. It ain't no different than the SDK. They're micromanaging Americans' economy. They're releasing certain products and certain things they offer to other people that they like as a form of endorsement. And the people that don't have it, like I said, I'm no telling where my competitors are at on Facebook. I was isolated from my whole community. And so I had to delete all of them and start from scratch because none of my posts ever showed up. Either that or just nobody likes or sees anything. And there's no data, no analytics, no insights for that area. So I said, well, let's start from scratch. And I found out, I confirmed it. That's stuck at this 120. I've been thinking about what that means, what that number means. And I think I know what it means. I think I know exactly what it means, and it's an insult. And they've locked it there. And I sent the people messages. They still ain't ever fixed it. They won't fix it. I talked to people. I said, that's defamation. I said, it's hard to defame somebody that they can't even see. That's how they do. They just put a black fucking list on you. They'll deboost your ass or whatever. And then what they're doing to the women. Now, we're not even going into that. We're going into that's a whole nother episode. We're going to try to stay focused on this. What they're doing to the women is just real perverted. You know, they're cyber moes. They're cyber moes up there. And they'll fuck with you. And they're selling their people. Oh, yeah. They're selling their people. So it's only a matter of time until they come and get me. You know, it's only a matter of time. They're getting more powerful every day. You got to understand, these people have 20,000, 40,000 or more engineers that work for them, PhDs. I mean, they got some sharp people. They got AI systems working with them. They may have even more than that. You know, they're centered in a lot of different countries. They got a lot of different options. They got a lot of leverage. You know, they could be coming from one of their foreign places. I mean, you got Facebook in the Americas, you know, okay, we're not breaking American law. We're not silencing this fucker, this, that, and the other. We're doing this, that, the other. Oh, but the servers, the people over here in India or China or Asia, you know, not calling out those countries, God bless them. It doesn't know, who knows where it is. It might not even be in a country. It might be a server in international waters on a ship. Who dictates the laws there? So legally, you got the ship out there in international waters. It can do whatever the fuck it wants to do. It's not governed by the laws of any nation. And they're going into space. What are you going to do about it when it gets into space? And they hack into your defense satellites. Like I said, man. I mean, they don't like Christians. You see, that's the symbol. It's a bent cross. That fingerman shit, like V for Vendetta. Have you ever seen V for Vendetta? The guys with the masks and shit. The fingerman guy. That's what it is. That's what it is. So, any questions? We got a minute 30 left. Hope it ain't the secret police. The Facebook men. Yeah, Facebook men, they're not going to come as men. You know, you're going to have probably little drones the size of a credit card. They come right to your head. That's what they're doing. I think that Facebook and Amazon are both in cahoots. Amazon's mastering the drone delivery system. Facebook's mastering the face mapping system. Y'all doing their work for them. Once they master that technology, they're coming like a thief in the night. They're coming in one day. As soon as that sun, you see on the satellites, like I show you, the sun coming up over the horizon, as quick as that sun passes from the Eastern Central Time to Western Central Time, your whole country's done. Smoked. They could have hundreds of millions of those things, and they could churn them out 80,000, 120,000 a minute. Now we come in other countries too. You know, we don't know what their agenda is, and if it's not them, you know, you look at a scenario where their systems could be attacked and taken over easily. You know, whoever goes in there could take the shit. Whoever's got the keys to take it. But we'll see you in about 5 minutes.